Currently, society is in disarray. I mean, I guess we could always say this because each day there's a different news story, something breaking news of something terrible that's happened. And equally, there are great things. And I believe that there is a need for a system for each individual to have a belief system. Now, I'm not speaking about religion. A lot of this is going to be based on secular spirituality, but where there is an abundance of chaos, you need an abundance of order. And often why people gravitate towards certain religious groups or political parties or communities is because we need that stability of something to sustain us as individuals and a collective. So some of you may know this about me. I grew up in the evangelical fundamental space, and even beyond that encountered charismatic spaces, and have opened up myself to continuing to visit new spaces even since leaving Christianity. And along the way I have started to curate a belief system for myself, one that isn't defined by this existence of God, but one that integrates different philosophies and beliefs that are functional for me as an individual. Because like I said, there is so much noise, so much energy, so much chaos that needs to be transmuted into something positive. And if we do not do this, chaos will just become the theme of our lives. So I want to speak about Young right now, Carl Jung. You might be thinking, what's going on? It might be easy to project and point fingers at your Elon Musks of society, your Trumps of society, and all these other leaders that are constantly criticized, but they resemble aspects of us that we need to integrate into our psyche. I'm not approving of their decisions that are led by fear and anger and only multiply the chaos, but I'm speaking about the controlled aggression, the focus, the drive, the ability to get shit done. Those are the things that we need to look at. At the end of the day, the most people who are often successful are driven by a goal, some sort of belief that when they feel like everything's collapsing around them, they've got something set in order. And now I'm going to be annoying and say, is your house in order? And obviously we often hear about this in the context, okay, is your room tidy? Are your dishes done? Is your laundry done? That is important too, because ultimately the way in which your spatial politics are affect the way in which you think and function. However, I'm speaking about the house and the body that is your vessel, like you, like how are you and how are you being here? I don't think that you need to believe in a god or a deity to actually have a driven, ambitious and vibrant life. You need to have something at the top of your psyche though that is guiding you and leading you. So for me, that is love. Love leads the way for me. Now, I'm not claiming to be all loving. In fact, I think I'm quite the opposite, which is why I am having to deliberately cultivate what it means to actually love. Not in a religious sense, not in an obligatory sense, but what does it mean to die to myself every day and pick up the cross of love? One of my favourite things that I've been working through is the fact that I don't want to be a housewife. And whilst there's some validity to the claims because women are conditioned to be a certain way, I also recognise that there's a reluctance to serve, there's a reluctance to contribute to my space for whatever reason. And though, like I said, that is valid, there's a hint that there is more love needed somewhere. Am I getting enough love to feel like, okay, I can do some chores? Do I have the autonomy to feel like I can do what I need to do? Probably not, which is why I'm holding these thoughts. And what I love about these thoughts, when you look at them through the lens of love, is that there is a drive to make steps to be happy and also to get closer to a place of self-love and love. And I just feel like we often polarize emotions, like, oh, it's all about love, but we forget how love can still be born out of rage, out of hatred, out of division, out of so much. And I think that it is so important now more than ever to create a spirituality for yourself, a belief system that essentially remains your anchor throughout the chaos of society. Like I said, for some of you this might be God, for some of you this might be a fundamental value like authenticity or honesty or even financial freedom, but it must be in the service of an individual and a collective, lest you get carried away by your own desires and use or hurt people in the process of acquiring them. Yeah, so get a piece of paper, write down the things you value, the things that have served you, and see how you can implement those in your practices, in your spirituality, in your day-to-day, and watch how your lives change. For me, it's authenticity, boldness, integrity, service, tenacity, and excellence. I don't know if I've repeated anything, but these are the things that are anchored in my belief system. You know, the way in which I speak and engage with the people around me must be authentic, bold, with a heart service. I must be tenacious in my communication. I must aspire for excellence, and I don't know if I've left it. I must operate with integrity. That is for me. Now, that is not a call that everyone has to pursue, but that is something that I've picked up for myself and taken the initiative to create my own belief system. Because when one is prescribed to you, it doesn't fit. You know, Josiah Oyewale, my fiance, aka Happy Joe, loves this concept of suit yourself, because quite often we are given programs, we are given rules, we are given instructions for how we should live our life, but really the shoe doesn't fit. So I think we should throw away the shoe that doesn't fit, but maybe look at what does fit and integrate that, and then do away with what doesn't fit and find replacements. Wishing you love and light and wisdom. Use your mind, it's powerful, and be a critical thinker, but also be empathetic as you do so.